Hi students, I hope you all are fit and fine and taking good care of yourself. I've started receiving your ninth assignment also. Many of you have sent me your ninth assignment and you have done it so nicely. Especially that fun activity, you people are doing it so nicely. I'm so happy. Many of you, those have sent me ninth assignment. Many of you have made silly mistakes, silly spelling errors. That too in question also. Okay, I can understand that in answers maybe you did not you were getting confused about a certain letter because it was written in my handwriting, but in questions also you people have made silly mistakes. So please avoid this thing while copying the answers. Don't just copy whatever you feel the spelling is. You cross check your spellings, okay? Then this thing is there. Then fun activity, as I've told you, all the students, you're doing it so nicely. And other than fun activity, many of you are still not sending me assignments. Kindly students, please send it to me on time. Now your first term examinations are about to start. Please prepare well for your first term examinations. This time you've got ample amount of time to prepare yourself for your examination. So do it nicely. And also whatever we have covered so far is going to be there in your test. So each and everything. One more thing is there, students. Don't be in this wrong impression that whatever questions are mentioned in the exercise, I will give you only from that portion. Okay? Because I've narrated the whole story, the whole poem to you so nicely that I believe if I give you questions from the chapter and from the poem in between, then you people will be able to do that also, right? Okay, do it nicely. And also in poem, please learn at least 8 lines, right? At least first 8 lines. You should learn the whole poem, but first 8 to 10 lines you should know nicely. You should learn nicely. Then about poet's name should be well versed. About poem, small information is provided at the end of the poem. Please go through it nicely. All right. Then we have discussed, there is nothing left of the assignment to be discussed today in the video because I have discussed all the answers in the last video itself, right? So today we'll start with English language. Okay, so without much delay, let's begin English language. All right, students, so chapter 4, countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so now in these two pictures, can you see these two pictures? So you have to state the difference between two pictures. So basically the difference is, see, here are 2 girls sitting. In picture A there is only 1 girl sitting. In picture A there is only 1 pot. In picture 2 there are 2 flower pots. Okay. Then in picture A there is only 1 bird. There is in picture B there are 2 birds. Alright. Then obviously when 2 girls are there, so 2 chairs are here in picture B, but in picture A only 1 chair is there. Alright. Now as you can see, picture A has one of everything, right? 1 swing, 1 tree, 1 bird, 1 pot, 1 girl, 1 book and 1 chair. Picture B has 2 of everything. 2 swings, 2 trees, 2 birds, 2 pots, 2 girls, 2 books and 2 chairs, right? So swing, tree, bird, pot, girl, book and chair are singular nouns, right? Because we are only talking about one of each of these. Whereas swings, trees, birds, pots, books and chairs are plural nouns. Because we are talking about more than one. Alright? So, a noun that refers to one person, place, animal or thing is called a singular noun. Okay, that refers to a single person, place, animal or thing. A noun that refers to more than one person, place, animal or thing is called a plural noun. Okay, when we are talking about more than one person, place, animal or thing, that is known as plural noun. Now, read the rules to convert singular nouns into plural nouns. Now, there are certain rules to convert singular nouns into plural nouns, right? Now, let's go through those rules. Now, add S. When do we add S? When simply we have pen, mat, cup. So, how do we write it? Pens, mats and cups. Okay? Easy one. Second, we add es to nouns ending in the nouns which ends in s, z, x, sh, ch. Okay, like bench, it ends with ch, box ends with x, brush ends with sh. All these nouns which ends in s, z, x, sh, ch, what do we do in such cases? We add es at the end of it to make it plural. So bench, bench becomes bench es. Okay, with the original word we are going to add es to make it plural. The same thing happens with box. Es we add and it becomes boxes. Brush, es, brushes. Alright. Now, add s to nouns ending in a vowel plus y. Now, if at the last there is y, but just before y there is a vowel. So, in such case, you add s at the last to make it plural. Example, monkey, right? E is before y, E is a vowel. So, we'll simply write S at the end of it. Monkeys. Day also, A is a vowel. So, we are going to write S at the end of it to make it plural. For some nouns ending in a consonant plus Y, add ES after changing Y to I. See, now here in this case, FLY. So just before Y, a consonant is there. The same thing is with BABY. Just before Y, a consonant is there. So in such case, what we do is, we change Y into I. And then we add ES. Okay? So fly, FLY becomes FLIES. And baby become babies by adding IES at the end of it. Okay? For some nouns ending in O, add ES. Okay? For example, tomato becomes tomatoes. It ends with O. So along after O we add ES. The same thing happens with potato. After O we add ES. Okay? For some nouns ending in F or FE, add ES after changing F or FE to V. I'll explain it to you. See, HALF, half, it ends with F. So in such cases, we change first F to V and add ES after that. Or if it ends with FE, in this case also we change FE to V and then add ES with it. So half becomes halves, knife becomes knives by adding VES at the end of it. Okay? There are some nouns which do not follow these rules to change into the plural form. Such nouns change completely in the plural form. For example, man become men. There are many nouns which do not follow such rules. Okay. Such nouns, it changes completely. Okay, from singular to plural form, when we change it, it completely changes. It doesn't follow any of the above mentioned rule. So the examples for those nouns are: man becomes men, mouse becomes mice, child becomes children. Okay. Some nouns do not change spellings in the plural form. There are some nouns that do not change spellings at all in the plural form. In singular and plural form, it remains same. For example, deer, sheep. Deer in plural forms remains deer. Sheep in plural forms remains sheep. Okay. So, be exercise. I expect you people to do it. Now, let's come to countable and uncountable nouns. Okay. Read these groups of words. One toy, two toys. One girl, three girls. One book, five books. We can count these nouns in singular and plural forms. Right? We can count toys in singular and plural form. We can count girls in singular and plural form. We can count books in singular and plural form. Such nouns are called countable nouns. The nouns which we can count in their singular and plural forms are known as countable nouns. Okay? Now, look at these words. Water, salt. We do not say one water, three waters, one salt or two salts. Do we say like that? No. These nouns cannot be counted. Such nouns are called uncountable nouns. You cannot count these nouns. Right? You can mention the quantity, but you cannot count these. Right? You never say one water, two water, or one salt, two salt. Right? They do not have a plural form. And since we cannot count them, they do not have a plural form. We never write waters, salts. Okay? So such nouns are called uncountable nouns. Alright? Okay. See exercise. Tick the countable nouns and cross the uncountable nouns. One has been done for you. Now bottles, of course you can count bottles. One bottle, two bottle, three bottle. Okay? Honey, no, you cannot count honey. Right? You cannot count honey. Cats, yes, you can count cats. One cat, two cat. But can you count air? No, you cannot count air. You never say one air, two air. Can you count deer? Yes, you can count deer. But can you count land? No, land cannot be counted. Right? Can you count biscuits? Yes, you can count biscuits. But can you count tea? 1 tea, 2 tea, 3 tea? No, you cannot count tea. Can you count milk? Again, no, you cannot count milk. Can you count guns? Yes, you can count guns. Can you count time? No, you cannot count time. But can you count eggs? Yes, you can count eggs. Okay? Students, D exercise I have left for you people. So I'll jump to E exercise. Okay? Fill in the blanks with the plural form of the nouns given in brackets. First one, my dash are larger than his. Now foot. For foot we have to write foot in plural form. So it becomes feet. Okay? My feet are larger than his. Mother is feeding the. Now calf in plural becomes calves. My mother is feeding the calves. Third, we must buy dash from the market. Now tomato in plural is tomatoes. Right? So we must buy tomatoes from the market. Fourth, the ponies look beautiful running in the field. So pony becomes ponies in plural form. Fifth, Sheena's friends helped her when she fell down. Friend becomes friends. Okay, all right. So students, today we have read about countable and uncountable nouns, and I hope that your concept is clear about this chapter, countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, and the few exercises I have left for you people, so that you understand it nicely and you do it on your own. Okay, next is, again, don't expect me to give questions in your first term examination from the exercise itself. I will give questions from in between the chapters as well. In case of grammar, I will again not give the same questions that is mentioned in the exercise. I will change questions. Okay, so do not think that you are going to be well versed with the exercise and all, and then you'll just learn by heart whatever is given in the exercise questions also, and you'll easily clear the question paper and all. Don't be in that wrong impression. Just make your concept clear. Okay, just make your concept clear. Go through the video again and again. Go through your textbook again and again. In case you have any problem, you can mail me and ask me, ma'am, I have problem in this section. Then I will explain it to you, right? And also keep sending your assignments on time. I really get very happy when I see your assignment on time, and also your creative side of yours, like when you're doing that fun activity and you explore your brain and you draw wonders on the pages. So I'm so glad to see that. I'm so glad to check that portion particularly. Again, while copying the questions, make sure that questions and answers, make sure that there are no spelling errors. Okay, that's it. Good luck for your first term examination, and okay, then see you in the next video. Till then, bye.